Hi there. Today, just for something different, we asked our panel the question, what, in your opinion, are the best and worst things about yachting? If you haven't watched any of these videos before, our panel consists of Jess, who is a chief stew and has a blog called The Seaworthy Stew. Then we have Emily, a stew deck, who is based in Florida. And then Milgazata, a chef currently based on a charter vessel in Monaco. So here's what they had to say.
The best part about yachting, the travel. The places that you get to see are just incredible, and they're places that you often don't even know existed. And to have your flights paid for home and to your travel destinations is a big plus. Also, the people that you meet along the way. I now have friends all over the world, and it's all thanks to yachting. Also, the money. You have the ability to save a lot of money working in yachting, just as long as you save and invest it or put it to good use. The bad aspects of yachting. You don't have a routine. Your life is very, very fast paced, whether you take that as a positive or a negative, and you miss events at home. You miss family at home, you miss friends at home. And to be honest, you're working during most of the holiday periods of the year, so Christmas, New Year's, and you have to accept that once you're in the industry.
Now it's time for the best and worst parts of the yachting industry. Let's just start with the worst parts to get them out there. Number one, I would say the long hours are definitely grueling, and you feel like you're gonna die some of the time, just because your body sometimes cannot give any more. And I promise you, you're not gonna die. Everything will be fine. It's just that day. The second part of the industry is that it's very cutthroat, it's very competitive, it's very small. So everyone knows what you're doing, everyone knows who you are. As soon as you make a mistake, it spreads like wildfire. But don't be discouraged, because there's always times that you can reinvent yourself and your image just gets a little tough. Another bad thing about the industry that I can think of is that sometimes you're just gonna have to do things that you don't want to do. There's been many times I've had to go and get a lot of black water sprayed on myself. Not because I wanted to, but because, pipe malfunctions, or just sometimes the guests don't listen to you when you tell them not to put specific things there. So if you don't like body fluids, you won't see it all the time, but there's definitely times when that does happen. Now, best things of the industry that I can think of is by far being on the ocean all the time. Absolutely love being on the water. No one else has the same office than you do. It's beautiful. I love it. Another thing would have to be that the pay is really nice and high up there. It's a very competitive field and also pays very competitively with the rest of the fields that you could be working in. So pay also has to go up there. And you also discover a part of the world and community around you that maybe you wouldn't. So that's another great thing. And overall, the ocean to me is the best part of the job. I can go spearfishing for lobsters and then go and tell little kids how to ride jet skis and stuff like that. So I would have to say those are the best and worst parts of yachting.
In terms of best and the worst, okay. Best, traveling. I mean, you can see so many amazing places that you can't sometimes even access with the car, which is just spectacular. The food you try, top best, friends you make. Because you're closed in a small space with people for a long time, you will meet some amazing, amazing human beings that will be your friends for life, even after you finish yachting. The worst, maybe not enough sleep, I guess. Because, well, let's be honest, this is a full-time 24/7 job. And being away from your family and friends on land, that can be daunting. But there is a lot of ways of communication these days that can help you with that. and definitely there's a lot of people that can help you go through any kind of stress or drama on board. And not only the crew, not only your family, but there's lots of counselors for the crew that can help you with that. So I guess that's for me the best and the worst.
Well, isn't it strange how all our panelists had just about the same opinions? The travel, the money, the friendships you develop. The bad side, well, long hours came across from everyone. Being away from friends and family was another. It was a recurring theme. Now, in my book, So You Want to Be a Deckhand, and the sister publication that will be out in a day or two, So You Want to Be a Stew, I go into quite a bit of detail on the MLC. The MLC stands for the Maritime Labour Convention. It is an initiative from the IMO that lays down hard and fast rules that protect the seafarer. One of the significant rules relates to hours of rest. I know it can be very difficult to accommodate the required hours of rest when we're on charter. And whilst the defined hours of rest are 10 hours in 24, there is provision in the rules to exceed these hours on a short-term basis, so long as the hours of rest are not less than 70 hours in a week. So the message here is when you do get a break during the day, take every opportunity to get some sleep. Well, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed hearing what our panel had to say. And so for more discussions like this, visit our Facebook page, visit our Facebook group, Working on Super Yachts, and visit our blog on the webpage. And don't forget to give us a like. I look forward to seeing you next time.